passing the ball, moving the ball, you trust the pass. How much did that pay off tonight?
Yeah, carryover from the last game. We played a really good offensive game against the Mavs on Christmas Day. We didn't do a good enough job on Luka, but the way we played offensively is how we want to play. We want to trust the pass. We want to have shooters around our stars, and when they face double teams, we're gonna make them pay. And you saw what Kevin Durant did tonight, and Book, but Kevin with the 16 assists, career high. Very, very impressive night. For a long stretch, he had a no turnover night going too. We were telling him it was like a no hitter in baseball. Like can we get through the game without one? He finally got one, but he played a terrific basketball game, scoring the ball, facilitating for others, and then obviously Eric Gordon, coming back against his old team, knocking down 7 threes, was a recipient of a lot of those extra passes. But good carryover from the way we played offensively. You learn lessons, in wins and losses. But we learned how effective we can be offensively when we share the ball like we did against Dallas. Carried it over to tonight, and it resulted in a W.
And with Eric, just maybe speak to when he got it going early. How huge was that for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, seeing the ball goes in, when that ball goes in, it just gives us confidence. It sets our defense. We held these guys at 42% shooting. This is the number 2 ranked defense in the league. And for us to come in and play this way offensively is definitely a confidence builder for our group. Eric Gordon, not just knocking down backside threes, but being aggressive off the bounce as well, and getting to the basket some was, obviously gave us a big lift.
When you score that amount of points, there is the tendency to give up some, but I know you would want a better defensive level. What do you think about the defense overall tonight?
Yeah, not great, but pretty good. 42%. We'll live with that. That's going to win for us most nights. Didn't guard the 3 well enough when they were, when we had the big lead. But a lot of them were guarded 3s. So those you live with good defense and better offense. But it's always going to be a work in progress. But overall, 42% is the number we're happy with.
Obviously, just to get off the snot, I saw a lot of happy faces going to the locker room.
Yeah, we all want to win. We're working really hard to get there. To do whatever we got to do and push whatever buttons we got to push to build a cohesion, to build the style of play that we want to play on the floor. It takes time, to build that, and happy to get a W.
It was less, and I can maybe be reading it wrong. I thought it was less ISO and more. As soon as they got it, go make a play, and then to draw the double kick. Is that a fair?
Well, I think that's a result of defense. Anytime they saw any type of ISO, they were running guys at Book and KD. So that's what triggered the ball movement. Teams that stay home, then you have to you got to go attack your matchup. So a product of the defense, I think.
I just talked to Grayson Allen, and he said when Kev gets going like that, the rest of the team kind of follows suit. How did you see that out there?
Yeah, second quarter. Right around the middle of the second quarter, you just saw a little bit of a look in his eyes, a hop in his step, that he was going to be, in get me the ball mode. And, you just get him the ball in simple action and let him read the defense, and choose his spots, when to be aggressive. He had a couple contested pull-up threes early in the clock that showed me that, he was ready to get going. And we just kept getting him the ball, and he did the rest.
Go ahead.
What was the key to building that lead in the second quarter?
Just what we talked about, Kevin Durant. KD just got into an aggressive mode to score or pass, taking the ball in the backcourt, running a high volume of pick and rolls, and just being aggressive. He really led us during that stretch.
Yeah, it's similar to that, but in the fourth, him closing it pretty much. Is that a situation where everybody else was involved, and now he can play that way in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, and he just reads. You get him the ball in like I said, simple action, pick and roll, or in the post, the way we're getting him the ball, and then he's he just reads. If he doesn't get double teamed, he goes and attacks his matchup, and if he does, he shares the ball. And guys punish the double teams with backside threes and being aggressive on the backside.
Is that an instinctive adjustment when teams are obviously trying to prevent him from scoring and make him into more of a facilitator? Or, is there even a conversation that takes place, or does he just kind of switch into that mode?
No, I mean, we see it every night. So it's part of our offensive game plan is not all the plays that we're running, but how we're going to space through the double teams.
Triple-double tonight in the win. Just how you feel about the victory and your
Yeah, it's amazing to get back on the winning side. It sucks losing and having a tough stretch in the NBA. It's one of the worst feelings to have. Uh, and regardless of how many games we play in the season, what our expectations are at the end of the season, just getting a win, sometimes you can take that for granted. So I'm excited about the W tonight. I think everybody came in with that sense of urgency that we wanted to end this little slide that we was on, and you could tell by everybody's approach.
Curious, when you look at I just look at the shot attempts, not many more than you had the last game, but you penetrated, found guys, and just involving yourself in the offense that way. Let me speak to that a little bit.
Yeah, it's not always about my shot attempts. I know I'm a scorer, and people look at me, like I said this last game, that I'm just a scorer. That's the only thing people know me as is just a scorer. But I got intangibles. I'm a good teammate. I can do other things on the basketball court. So when I'm not shooting, if you're watching, just watch for the little stuff that we all do. When players don't score, it's the subtle stuff that we do to help the game. And tonight was one of those games. I think I took one shot and like halfway through the first half, you know what I'm saying? But I felt like I was into the game because I was getting rebounds, getting deflections. There for my teammates, we were all communicating. So it's not always about the buckets I get. And you see how I came back around later in the game.
That's what I was going to lead to, is that, a situation where you being able to close game, is that something that, you'd like to see more of in terms of, because all the other guys are involved offensively.
Yeah, but we didn't run many sets. It felt like it was just give me and Book the ball in our spots and let's see what the defense does. And most of the time they came and helped over and we was able to kick, guys got involved. We kept the game simple that way. And, if a team is going, use a lot of resources to try to stop one guy, then we got to take advantage of that. And I think we did that tonight. Screens were great tonight. Mezzi, Nurt, Doak, they also had great screens all night for us, and that was able to get us some momentum.
Curious with your interaction with Azubuike, I saw you patting him on the head when he came to the sideline and then getting excited for him after that play inside. You mentioned how, this is an opportunity for him. How did you feel about the way he took advantage of that tonight?
Yeah, man, just love everything about Doak, just his approach to the game, how much he wants to be good, and he works at it. So to see, him kind of come out here and did what he did tonight and the other night against Sacramento, where he's just effective in his minutes. I'm happy for him and keep building on this, and he'll only get better from it. So we got to keep stay with him as much as we can and understand that we all gonna make mistakes. But tonight he felt like it was a flawless game from him.
It seems like there was a certain chemistry with you and Eric. Just for him as a release valve, just you getting that pressure and kicking out to Eric. How helpful was that for you? And as a team as a whole, trying to find some consistency.
Yeah, Coach always preached to us that it's a three-point league, and we want to take as many as we can. And EG is so good at spacing the floor, sometimes to the 4-point line is what we call it, almost near the hash mark. He could shoot from that deep, and tonight it was a quick trigger. He didn't hesitate. He didn't pump fake. He didn't try to drive. I think he wanted to knock down threes tonight. And tonight he was huge for us, got us going early. And usually when EG get it going for us, we have a great game, So that's that's something we should look at, to be honest. And him and Grayson get us going in the first quarter, then we usually have a solid time winning.
You even mentioned Erica. You said it looked like he wanted to hit threes tonight. Obviously, A, former team, B, first time he had been back here. Did you sense he had a little extra?
No, I think EG loved playing here, loved living here, loved the whole organization. I don't think he was trying to stick it to his former team. He just wanted to play well and help us win. I don't think it was anything more than that. But I'm glad it was tonight. It felt like it was set up that way that he just wanted to give it to his old team. But I think EG ain't not even wired like that, and he just tried to do his best to help us win.
The other thing I had is, again, I saw your interaction tonight. I've seen it all season.
You been watching my interactions lately?
Yeah, I've been watching it all season. Well, I just think because, they feed off of that when you're doing that. That's why I'm asking. Did you sense that tonight even more so they were feeding off of that?
Yeah, being around the league so much and being around so many different players, you tend to learn that less is more. And I try to, try not to talk with, I try to talk with my actions, and hopefully that inspires people. But sometimes, if it's something that I see, I try to speak up. But talking too much when we're all teammates and I make mistakes too, sometimes it's hard to have a conversation with somebody when I just fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like most of the time I just try to lead by example and go out there and play with intensity, and hopefully people, are inspired by her, just like I'm inspired by others who play that hard as well. So I try not to do too much talking.